Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Just a minute. So, any doubt in the previous lecture? We have started our third chapter.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So, we have done one method also, that is Gauss elimination. So, and we have done one example of Gauss elimination, and we have done another example also, in which we have seen lot of error, lot of approximation, poor approximation you got as a solution. This was the question, if you remember. So we have applied Gauss elimination on this example, and its exact solution is 10 and 1. And we have used 4-digit rounding arithmetic here. Then we got from the previous lecture, you can see. X1 we got as a -10 and X2 as 1. So at each calculation, we have taken 4-digit rounding arithmetic. So that's why we got this error. Means our approximate error, approximate value is -10, but its exact value was 10 only. So now how to get rid of this type of a problem? So we have a strategies here that there are pivot strategies. Pivot strategies. So first we will discuss upon this pivot element. Means what is pivot element? So in the elimination process, obviously we are using the Gauss elimination process. We divide with the diagonal element. Obviously, in the second step, whenever you apply the operation, means here if it is a matrix A11, A12, and so on up to A21, and so on up to. So to make this element 0, we take this operation E2 minus, if it is E1, it is E2. We take this element, divide by A11 multiplied by A21 into E1. So we are dividing by A11 here. So this is our diagonal element. So we divide with the diagonal element AII, means at each step we are doing this process. So at each stage, assume that AII is non-zero. We generally take this, it should not be 0. Otherwise, we replace the row also. So these elements are called the pivot element. So that diagonal element by which we divide it at each stage, that is the diagonal element. That is a pivot element. Means diagonal element will be the pivot element by which we are dividing the numbers here. So that is a pivot element. So like to make these elements 0, A11 is a pivot element. To make these elements 0, if it is A22 below, we have to make the entry 0. So we divide by A22. So this is the pivot element. And to make these elements 0, we take this as a pivot element. So the diagonal elements are the pivot element.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, जो भी एलिमेंट A11 A22 से डिवाइड करके आएगा मैम, उसको बोलेंगे पाइवट एलिमेंट.
Diagonal element जो आएगा. Suppose I am taking a matrix A, that is 3 cross 3 matrix, suppose. So it is A11, A12, A13, 21, 22, 23, 31, 32, 33. So suppose it is 0. Okay, but it should not be 0 as a pivot element. If it is 0, then you find A21 is non-zero or A31 is non-zero. Suppose A21 is non-zero. So if A21 is non-zero, then you replace your E1 with E2 row. So now this element means now it will become A11. It will become A11, means I'm taking different notation to this, A11, A22. So this will also become A12, A13. And these entries will also change. A31, 32 and 33. So now this A11 star is not 0, which is a pivot element, not A11 is a pivot element. So A11 star is a pivot element because here we will divide A11 star to make these elements 0 by these operations. You know about these operations. So this is E1 now, this is E2, this is E3. So after applying two operations, we make these elements 0. Suppose A11 star, A12 star, A13 star, then these elements will become 0. So these entries will also change. Okay, so now to make this element 0, we will use this A22 star, A22 double star. So if it is equal to 0, then you find A32 star is non-zero or not. And if it is non-zero, then you replace with this number, means this full row with this row. So if A32 star is non-zero and it is here now, then it will become a pivot element, because to make this element 0, we are dividing by this diagonal element. So pivot element occur in the diagonal only because we are always dividing by the diagonal elements only. So that's why if we are dividing by any number in the operation, that will become a pivot element. It is not necessary the pivot it is necessary that pivot element will be in the diagonal element, but diagonal element will not, all the diagonal element will not be the pivot element. So here you can say A11 star is a pivot element. And to make this element 0, we will divide by A22 star. So A22 star is a pivot element. And here A33 star is not a pivot element because we are not dividing by any number here. But here, but in case of augmented matrix, if you want to find the unknowns for that, so in that case you will take it as A11, A12, A13, then B1. Then it will become 0, A22, A23, and then B2, then 0, 0, A33, B3. But here you can see we are to find X3, we have to divide by A33 here. So again, that will become a pivot element because it should not be 0. Otherwise, you will get no solution in that case, system of linear equation. So these are the pivot element actually, means that occur in the diagonal but will not be 0. So that will be the pivot element. So now we will use two strategies, pivot strategies here. First one is a partial pivoting and second one is a scaled partial pivoting. So this is the strategies we will use in the Gauss elimination only, means the procedure will be same, but we will do the extra thing, that is a partial pivoting or scale partial pivoting. So first we will use the partial pivoting to get rid of this type of problems, means to get a good approximation in rounding and chopping also. So what is the strategy here? Partial pivoting. So if at any stage of elimination, we are using, suppose we have a A's to B, means augmented matrix we have. Okay. So now we are using Gauss elimination on this matrix. So one of the pivot becomes small or 0. So then we bring other element as a pivot element by interchanging the rows, that you all know. Means here generally in the simple Gauss elimination method, if our pivot element, if this element will become 0, then we replace with any row if you are getting any non-zero number in that row. Okay, but in the partial pivoting, we will interchange 0 even when you get a smaller number. Means suppose I am taking A11, then A21, then A31. Suppose it is 4 cross 4 matrix. So now we want to make these elements 0. Then we have to divide by A11. So if it is equal to 0, then you have to take non-zero number, then you replace with the non-zero number with A11. So that will become a pivot element. This is the case of 0. But again, if I check that, suppose I am taking the minimum of, suppose I'm taking, sorry, maximum of, mode of A11, mode of A21, mode of A31, and mode of A41. So pick up the maximum element. Suppose I'm getting AP1. P can be 2, 3, 4, or 1 also. Okay. So if AP1 is a maximum larger than in all, then you replace your first row with the pth row. Means we are not taking our pivot element as a small element. We should make our pivot element as a largest element. Actually, our aim is to reduce this matrix into a diagonal dominant matrix. We are making our diagonal element as a diagonal dominant here. Means we are dominating the elements to other elements here. So we are making this element as a larger than in all. Means we are making these elements 0 with the help of A11. So we are putting this element as a largest element. So if it is smaller than the other number, then you pick up the largest element, then you replace it with that number. So that is called a partial pivoting. Means at each step you have to do, you have to use this procedure. Means suppose first of all, we have A is to B. So what you do means, suppose we have A1 and B1. A22. So our aim is to reduce, make these elements 0. Okay. So first, before applying the operation, you have to use the partial pivoting. Means pick up the maximum one in absolute only, absolute value. A11, A21, A31, or in the first diagonal element, in the first column only, because we are making the element 0 from the first column here. So pick up the first column only, A41, and so on up to AN1. So suppose AP1 means any number, any pth row, in any pth row you are getting the maximum number here. Then you replace your E1 with the pth row, first row with the pth row. Then that will become a pivot element, that is the largest element in the first column. So after interchanging the row, then you will apply the operation to make these elements 0. So means suppose after changing this row, you will get the matrix as, means that will become A11. I'm giving the same notation to that number also, means that is AP1 actually, but I'm denoting it by A11 only. So then A1 and then B1. A21. So this is again first row, second row, and then nth row. So after applying this operation, EJ minus AJ1 by A11 into E1. So this matrix will reduce to A11. The procedure will be same, just to add this first step and the second step also. Means at each step you have to use the partial pivoting. Suppose it is 0, 0, 0. Bn. So now with the help of A22, we have to make these elements 0. So this is E1, this is E2. Again, we have to make this as a largest element. So again, look into the below A22 element. So let us pick up maximum of A22, A32, AN2. Don't look at the above A22. So that is A12. So you just start picking the maximum element from A22 onwards. A22, A32, and AN2. Suppose A22 can also be the maximum number in all. So if A22 is maximum, then no need to do the interchanging here. So if suppose AQ2 is maximum, then you replace second row with the qth row. So then you apply the same operation to make these elements 0. So then in the third step also means Gauss elimination process is same, but this thing you have to do it extra before applying the operation. Actually, the partial pivoting will reduce the error in the approximation, error in the solution of the system of linear equation. It is so because if I divide by in the numerical analysis, error will become larger when you divide by a smaller number. Means suppose it is a very small number and you divide by a smaller number, that will create a more problem, more error in the solution. Yes.
Can you please again explain this partial pivoting?
Yes. Yes. Procedure of partial pivoting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So suppose initially you have a equation, means n equation in n unknowns. Then you just write the equation in the matrix form, means augmented matrix. You just write the matrix and bi is also in this matrix. So then before our aim is to reduce this matrix into the upper triangular matrix. So first of all, our first step was to make the first column entry 0 except A11 here. So to make these elements 0, what we do, we have to use the partial pivoting first of all. Then before doing the first step, we will pick up the largest element in the first column. Means we are making our pivot element as a largest element. So because that it will be the pivot element. So in each step we are making our pivot element strong. So here we will pick up the largest in this first column entries. So that is suppose we are picking the AP1. It means if you do the question, then you will do it better. You will get it better. Actually, if it is, I'm taking it in general. So if it is pth row, suppose in the pth row you are getting the maximum number AP1, that is largest in all the numbers in the first column entries. Then you replace that first row with the pth row. Yes.
We will take the positive values of
yes, positive. Suppose for example I have 3 minus 7 then 2, then I will take 3 minus 7 then 2. So I will pick up the 7 here, then you replace this E2 row with the E1 row, means with minus 7 only. Okay. So after interchanging the row, the procedure will be same. You have to make these elements 0. So element 0 banaya. Then again you have to make these elements 0. So that number will become a pivot element. But in partial pivoting, we have to make our pivot element as a stronger element.
Ma'am,
yes.
Ma'am, आपने यहाँ पर सेकंड केस में लिखा है A22 कोमा, मैम इसमें A22 तो नहीं आएगा ना, कि मैम वो डायगोनल एलिमेंट है इसलिए.
हाँ, A22 then A32 means in the second column entries में जो भी elements आ रहे हैं वो ले रही हूँ मैं यहाँ पे.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, but from A22 onwards, don't take A12. Okay, so A22, A32, AN2 में AQ2 is a maximum. So you replace second row with the qth row. जो भी qth row में जितना भी element largest है, so that will become your second row. So after interchanging the row, again you make these elements 0 by using the same operations. Then after making these elements 0, again you took this element A3, again you take this element A33. So you have to make it largest. Then again you take the maximum of A33, mode of A33, A43 and so on up to A. So this procedure will also be continuing with the process. So let us do one example of partial pivoting, then you will get it. So suppose we are taking the same example that we have done with the Gauss elimination, but without partial pivoting we have done. So now we are using the partial pivoting here. So using partial pivoting, and we are using 4-digit rounding arithmetic also. So then we will compare the answer with this question, with this answer. So let us write the augmented matrix first. 0.003, 59.14, 59.17, 5.291, 6.130, and 46.78. So this is your first row and this is your second row. So now before applying the operation, don't forget to apply partial pivoting. Students यही करते हैं, बच्चे क्या करते हैं एग्जाम में partial pivoting भूल ही जाते हैं. Just they solve the question with the simple Gauss elimination. But if it comes in the question in the exam that you have to use the partial pivoting, then you have to apply the partial pivoting. Otherwise, marks will be deducted. Means all marks, full marks will be deducted. Nothing will be given to you. So first row. So pick up the largest, means 0.003 in mode, 5.291 with mode. So 5.291 is the largest, that is A21 element. So from here you can see we are replacing first row with the second row. From here you can see, means if suppose it is a 3 cross 3 matrix, A31 will be the largest, then you replace 3 with 1, means first with third row. So replace first row with the second row, then you will get 5.291 minus 6.130, 46.78, 0.003, 59.14, 59.17. So now it has become first row, it has become second row. So now make this element 0. So E2 minus divide by, now we are making, we have made this element as a pivot element. This is larger than this element. So 5.291, 0.003. You will get the less error because we are dividing by the larger number. So it is assumed that if you are dividing by the smaller number, then you will get more error in the approximation. E1. So we are using 4-digit rounding also. Then this operation will become E2 minus, if you divide and then take 4 digits. So it is 0.00 in 0005670 E1. After dividing, you are getting this as a number, and we are taking 4-digit number only, 4 significant digits number only. So now the matrix will become 5.291, means this first row will be same. So this will become 0, 59.14 minus 0.0005670 into minus 6.130. Solve this. So it is 59.14 plus, if you multiply these two, 0.003476. I'm taking 4 digit here. So then if I add these two, it will be 59.14 only. Because if you add these two, it will be 59 before decimal, and 14 will be here 14. Then next number will be 3. If you round it off, then you will get 59.14 only. So 59.14. So now what will happen with?
Ma'am, why don't we take the four significant digits of 0.0005670 and then multiply them with even?
Actually, these are not significant, na? We have to take, we have to start counting from 5, because first significant digit is 5, then 6, then 7. This 0 is significant. So we will count this 0 also. This you are asking, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So actually these are not significant zeros. So that will gives you 59.14. Now what will happen with this number 59.17 minus 0.0005670, then multiplied by 46.78. If you multiply these two, then it will be 59.17 negative 0.02652. If I multiply these two numbers, then I'm taking 4 digits. So then it will be 59 point, if you subtract these two, 59 will be here. Point, if I write 17 here, so it will be 6 in the third number, third place. Then you will get 5. What are you getting here? 59.14 only. If you solve this, you can verify this number, means that will be 59.14 only. So this is upper triangular now. Now use the back substitution. So this is the coefficient of x1, this is the coefficient of x2. So it is 59.14 x2, which is equal to 59.14. We are getting exactly 1. Initially we got 1.001. So from the first equation, you are getting 5.291 into x1 minus 6.130 into x2, which is equal to 46.78. Put the value of x2, 5.291, it is 1 only. 6.130 is equal to 46.78. 5.291 into x1, then you add these two numbers, you will get 52.91. So x1 will be 10, exactly 10, that is a positive 10. So our x value means vector will become x1, that is 10, and that is 1. So this is the approximation. It is not an approximation, it is an exact value.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Can you please go to the previous slide?
Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. So any doubt in this procedure? Means every time you have to use the partial pivoting. Actually, this is 2 cross 2 matrix. We have to use only one time. But in the next example, we will take 3 cross 3 matrix now, so that we can use it twice. So this is the matrix, means this is the equation, 3 equation in 3 unknowns. You have to use 4-digit round arithmetic. Rounding is not mentioned. You have to use rounding only if it is not mentioned. Solve the following system of equation by using Gauss elimination with partial pivoting. So it is given in the question, you have to use partial pivoting. If it is not given that you have to use, just it is given that you use Gauss elimination. So you just simply use Gauss elimination, don't use any pivoting. But if it is mentioned in the question, you have to use Gauss elimination with partial pivoting or with scaled partial pivoting, then you have to do with that procedure only. So this is 3 equation in 3 unknown. This system has an exact solution. Exact solution is also given, and compare your answers. So let us write this in the augmented matrix. Point 729. 0.81 0.9, 0.6867, and these are 111. Sorry, 0.8, 338. It is 1.331, 1.21, 1.1, and 1. So this is first row, second, and third row. So use partial pivoting. So here we have to take maximum of A11, A21, A31. So this is maximum of 0.729, 1, then 1.331. So 1.331 is maximum. So that is A31. So replace first row with the third row. So replace 1.331 means full row you have to replace it with 1.21, 1.1, then 1.000. 1 second row will be same. So this will become third row. So now it has become first, second, and third. So now make these elements 0. E2 minus means we have to divide by this larger number now, 1.331 multiplied by 1 into E1. And E3 minus divide by 1.331 multiplied by 0.729 into E1. So now use 4-digit rounding also. So let us write these operations again. So E2 will become E2 minus, if you divide by 1 means 1 by 1.331, then it will be 0.7513 after taking 4 decimal. And E3 minus, if I divide by these two, it will be 0.5477 E1. So that will gives you our first row will be same 1.331, 1.21, 1.1, and 1. These operation will gives you these elements 0 and then 1. So you will get these entries as 0.0909 means I'm taking E2. E2 means this element 1 minus this number into 1.21. That will gives you 0.0909. And here I will take 1 minus this number into 1.1. Then I will get 0.1736. And similarly, in the right hand side, you will get 0.0825. And this will become 0. Then use this operation here in the third row, 0.81 minus this number into 1.21. So that will gives you 0.1473. And similarly, you will get 0.2975 and here 0.1390. So now this is again first row, second row, and third row. So now again use partial pivoting. Here also don't forget to use partial pivoting. So maximum of 0.0909, 0.1473. So it is 0.1473. So this is the number 3132. So this is 32 number. So replace second row with the third row. So you will get 1.331, 1.21, 1.1, 1.000, 0.1473, if you do one mistake, then all things will be wrong. So write it carefully. So again, this is first row, second row, and third row. Make this element 0. So I will use the operation E3 minus multiplied by 0.0909 divided by 0.1473 into E2. So if I take 4 digits only, it will be it is 0.6171. So use this means I will get this as a 0, and this apply this operation on this number. It will be 0.1736 minus 0.6171 into this number. Then you will get, and here you replace it with means 0.0825 minus this number into 0.1390. So after applying this operation, you will get is to be as 1.331, 1.21, 1.1, and it is 1 here, 0, 0. So that will become 0.01, and this will become 0.000000. Okay. So this is upper triangular matrix. So now using backward substitution. So this start from the last equation, 0 into x1 plus 0 into x2, this into x3 is equal to minus 0.00328. So that will gives you x3, which is 0.328. Okay. So the second equation, 1473 into x2 plus 0.2925 into x3, which is 0.1390. So I will get 1.4173 plus 0.2925 into 0.328, which is equal to 0.139. So if you solve it, you will get, means here you have to take 4 digits, then in subtraction you have to take 4 digits, then you divide, then maintain 4 digits only. So at last you will get x2 as 0.2812. And from the last first equation, 1.331 into x1, 1.21 into x2 plus 1.1 into x3 is equal to 1. So from here, if you put these values x2 and x3, from here you will get 0.2246. So here you will get the vector as 0.2246. This is x1, this is x2, and this is x3. And if you compare these numbers with this exact value, you can see this is 0.2246. We got this number as our first x1. X2 is 0.2812. And here you are getting x3 as 0.328. So this is approximately, we can accept this because we are getting the approximation up to 2 or 3 decimal at least. Here you can see. But if you don't use you can use this question without partial pivoting also, then you can compare your answers. So if it is in the question that compare your answer, you have to find the absolute error. So absolute error means here you have to find x, means just write x1 minus x1 star, means if I'm giving this as x star, then x2 minus x2 star, x3 minus x3 star. So just write these numbers only, these differences only. Any doubt in this procedure? Actually, this is a very lengthy process, but it is easy to do it. You should practice it, then you can able to do it in the exam easily. So this is the procedure of partial pivoting here. So first you read your question carefully, then you do it. Means if in the question it is 4-digit rounding, you have to maintain the 4-digit and pivoting, then Gauss elimination also. Means these 3 things you have to take care. Okay, so this is your exercise. The scale partial pivoting we will do in the next lecture. We will use 2 strategies. First, we have already done, that is partial pivoting. Second one is scaled partial pivoting, that we will do it later. So use Gauss elimination with the partial pivoting. Here we have to use 3-digit chopping. Okay, so solve the following linear system, compare your answer with the actual solution, and this is the 3 equation in 3 unknowns. So practice this question. Okay.
Excuse me, मैम,
Yes.
जब से मैथ्स का सेशन लगेगा उसमें कितने चैप्टर्स आएंगे?
मैथ्स का सेशन उसमें फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड चैप्टर फुल, and third with the Gauss elimination and LU decomposition.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. Any other doubt or any query? That
Ma'am, is there some lab evaluation also for this time?
lab evaluation?
Ma'am, will there be lab evaluation during sessional one?
Only a sessional one, and no question will be asked from the lab, means from the MATLAB. Only simple question, means that we have done in the lecture class, means that will be the objective type subject. Means for the objective that you should practice it like we have written notes in the we have written some remarks, we have written some notes or little things like just like definitions. You should remember these concepts related to the numerical methods. So otherwise it will be easy to you. Means just like in the Newton method, what are the conditions of the Newton method for the convergence? So that can be the possibility in the exam, means in the objective type of a question. Fixed point iterations in the its order of convergence, its conditions of the convergence. So like this. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.